Welcome back to Tax to You, the channel where we answer all of your tax related questions, where today I'm covering everything you need to know about making tax digital for income tax. So if you complete a self-assessment tax return, then today's video is crucial for you. We're diving into the changes brought by making tax digital for income tax, or MTD for short, a topic that's been on the radar for a while but is now fast approaching. Whether you're a seasoned tax filer or you've recently registered as self-employed, you'll want to stick around to understand the upcoming changes to how we report our income to HMRC. MTD is a government initiative that's changing the way we interact with tax, and with the new changes to self-assessment, it's going to have a huge impact on millions of us. So in this video, I'm going to break down what MTD means, how it affects you, when it's happening, and how to get ready for it. So what is making tax digital? Let's start with the basics. Making tax digital is the UK government's initiative to digitalise the tax system. Essentially, it's about using technology to make tax reporting more efficient, accurate, and transparent. MTD actually has a much wider scope than just self-assessment. We've already seen it introduced for VAT, and now it's being rolled out for income tax. The general aim is that instead of filling out paper forms or manually entering your tax details once a year on HMRC's government gateway, MTD will make things simpler by using software to help you track your income and your expenditure throughout the year. This way, your tax return will be automatically updated and you'll have real-time access to your financial information. In simple terms, it brings an end to the shoebox approach, where the individual does very little in terms of financial record keeping throughout the tax year, but at the last minute grabs their box of receipts and pulls together a rough calculation for how much tax they owe. Now, if that sounds like you with the last minute approach or the shoebox full of receipts, then why not reach out to us via our website tax2u.co.uk or by following the link in the description. Speak to one of our accountants who can help you with the existing self-assessment responsibilities that you have and your transition to MTD. So, why is this all happening? Well, the main goal of making tax digital is to improve efficiency and the accuracy of information submitted by the taxpayer. If you've ever struggled to get your tax return in on time, or if you've made mistakes in your returns, then you're going to understand why MTD is a step forward. With digital records, there's a much smaller chance of errors or delays, but it's not just about convenience for you as a taxpayer. The government also want to reduce the tax gap. Now, that's the difference between the amount of tax owed and the amount actually being collected. By digitalizing tax returns, it's easier for HMRC to monitor and ensure that all income is being reported correctly. In fact, by the 28-29 tax year, MTD is expected to generate £780 million a year in additional tax revenue. Now, if all this sounds like a bit of a headache, then remember at Tax to You, we can help to take the stress out of self-assessment for you. Our accountants can ensure you are ready for MTD at the point that it applies to you. So visit us at tax2u.co.uk or follow the link below. Okay. Let's get into the detail of what MTD for income tax actually means for you. If you are someone who files a self-assessment tax return, then you'll know that up till now, this has been an annual process. You've probably logged into your government gateway, or you've liaised with your accountant towards the end of the calendar year to ensure that you meet the filing deadline of the 31st of January. So I think for the most part, we would all agree this is a pretty straightforward process. Well, with MTD, that is changing. First of all, instead of filing just one tax return each year, you're going to need to submit your income and your expenditure information quarterly, so 4 times a year, and you'll need to do it through MTD compatible software. You'll also need to maintain digital financial records rather than paper-based, and there will be a final declaration at the end of the tax year to confirm your income details are correct, as well as wrap up any income that wasn't already covered by your quarterly submissions. That's things like dividend income or employment income. So as you can see, this is a pretty drastic change from what we're used to. We're moving from 1 submission a year to what is effectively 5. We're moving from HMRC providing the software to submit your return to having to source and fund our own software. And for many, we're moving from paper records to digital records. Now, you're probably wondering when all of this is actually happening. MTD for income tax isn't rolling out all at once. It's being introduced in different stages. The first intake will be in April 2026 and will apply to anyone with a qualifying income of more than £50,000 from self-employment or property. The second intake will be in April 2027, which will see the threshold reduced to anyone with qualifying income of more than £30,000 from the same 2 sources. The current government have also committed to setting a date for a £20,000 threshold by the end of their tenure. And if you're wondering what qualifying income is, this is calculated as the total gross income from both self-employment and property added together. And as we're looking at gross income rather than profit, this means that a huge number of people will be caught in these initial phases. Okay, so here's a big question. What software will you need to comply with MTD? Well, you'll need to use approved software that can link directly to HMRC's systems. The good news is that there are a lot of options available already, whether you're a freelancer, a small business owner, or you're running a property business. We're also likely to see more entrants to the market as we move through the MTD transition. Some of the most popular software solutions include QuickBooks, Xero, Free Agent, and Sage, just to name a few. These solutions will often provide everything you need to be MTD compliant, including maintaining digital records, the ability to track your income and your expenditure, file your quarterly updates, and even submit your final declaration to HMRC. Many of these apps also come with features that help with things like VAT, PAYE, and managing cash flow, so it's worth exploring the options that work best for your situation. For any of you watching who want us at Tax2You to manage your tax affairs, we offer a 20% discount on your software subscription. Just follow the link below or visit us at tax2you.co.uk. Alright, now you know the basics, let's talk about how you can prepare for MTD. The good news is if you start early, the transition to digital tax reporting doesn't have to be overwhelming. Here are a few steps that you can take to get ready. Step 1. Start getting used to keeping digital records. If you're still using paper receipts and handwritten ledgers, it's time to move to digital. There are tons of apps and software that can scan your receipts and automatically input them into your records. It's going to be much easier when you get into the habit of recording your income and your expenditure on a regular basis. Step 2. Choose your accounting software. Each provider offers something different, but it's important to do your research and choose a solution that best fits your current and your future business needs. Our accountants can assist in advising you on this. Step 3. Set up quarterly reminders. MTD means filing updates every 3 months, so make sure you mark your calendar to file on time. Getting into this routine now will position you well for when MTD is rolled out for you. And step 4. Appoint an accountant. At Tax2You, we specialize in self-assessment and understand that transitioning to MTD will cause lots of taxpayers additional stress. So why not let us deal with everything and ensure you are fully compliant? Visit us at tax2you.co.uk or follow the link below for more information. So there you have it. it. MTD, or Making Tax Digital for income tax, is clearly going to be a big change for many of us, but with the right preparation, it should result in a much smoother process than what we're used to. This should be seen as an opportunity for small business owners to start generating value from their financial reporting, just like larger businesses do. After all, accurate and timely financial information can be used to support decision making within the business. My advice: start keeping digital records, choose your software, and get ready for those quarterly updates. Remember, at Tax2You, we can help with your existing self-assessment process and ensure that you are ready for the changes that MTD will bring. That is all for today. Thank you for watching. See you next time.